So, the VC Boys timeline. If you're watching this in video form right now, that means that the VC Boys have been a thing for an entire year now, which is really just crazy to me, and I thought a timeline would be an appropriate thing to do to celebrate. Some things will be left out just because they're either too personal or we can't reveal them yet, but this is generally a very accurate timeline. But before we do it, I want to quickly name all of the VC Boys and describe who they are and what they've done. That's me writing this right now. My most notable achievement is 90 something percent on a top 3 level I made called Bombshell Wasteland that I've since given up on. There might be a day when I come back to it and upload it, but don't expect it. I'm also the one that created the VC Boys private server, and I'm generally regarded as at least top 3 on the list of the stupidest VC Boys. Pete was the most popular VC boy in terms of subscribers and big community members that knew him. Unfortunately, he was also the most hated, mostly because of big community members being an asshole to him for cheesing Scarlet Stronghold. He's mostly known for Project Bomb, an incredibly hard level that he's been working on beating for a very long time. Some of his best achievements are 75% on Project Bomb, Pete's Bomb Space, Scarlet Stronghold Double, getting raped by Barry B. Benson at 3 a.m., and organizing the Silver Experiment, which will be mentioned later. He's also top 3 in the stupidest VC Boys list, but he's recently left the community due to people being retards to him. Despite not being known very well as a VC boy, he is, and although he's usually regarded as one of the least stupid, he's still very nice and funny as well. Luigi doesn't have a lot of notable achievements, but he does play the game. He also has 70 followers on Twitch, which is very impressive for the amount of time he's been streaming, and he is quite possibly the best BRB screen ever made. Since they've been VC Boys for the shortest times, became VC Boys through the same method, and Ark isn't very active on Discord, I'll be describing the both of this part. They became VC Boys from the VC Boy contest, an event hosted in the joint server where we opened applications to become a VC Boy, and they both won since the votes were a tie. Alkali hasn't really told us much about himself yet, neither has Ark, but they're both extremely nice people. On the stupid scale, they're both probably top half, but aren't particularly high up. Ike is probably the highest on the stupid list out of any VC boy. His random outbursts of nonsense combined with his really weird sense of humor make him at least top 2. Ike doesn't have too many big achievements, but he has impressive runs on Scorching Aether and some hard levels uploaded. He has almost 100 followers on Twitch, and I think his streams are actually really funny.
Yo, okay, so this is Pete. I'm editing this. Hello. Ethan forgot to send me the file for Pac, so I'm just gonna do Pac right now, I guess. Pac-Man Boss is one of the most known VC boys aside from Pete. He has something to do with organizing Kaizo races and is overall known by a big promotion of the community. Aside from that, he's also on the bottom half of the stupid list of VC boys, but it's arguable. He has an obsession with the Cool Bug meme, and I think that's because he has something to do with moderating the Reddit. Anyways, Pac is basically like your average dad mixed with your average VC boy mixed with your average asexual. Anyways, moving on.
Aiden is definitely the most sane VC boy. He says the least stupid things, and while he VCs very rarely now, he used to be one of the most active VCers. He doesn't have any super impressive achievements aside from uploading Tsar Bomba, a level that was at least top 5 when it was uploaded. He has 70 followers on Twitch, and when his streams don't immediately stop working, they're very entertaining. RCM was, back in the day, the most active VCer. He VC'd almost every day and said really funny things without even trying. He's known for inventing the chair and his signature catchphrase, "Wait, what?" which he would say after every time he said something stupid. He's since left the server, but will make an appearance in the special we're planning for the day of the anniversary. He stopped playing Mario Maker, but he was the 3rd victor of Odysseymandias, got world record on Scarlet Stronghold, and beat Delirium Trigger. With that out of the way, let's get to the timeline. Some of this, especially the earlier parts, won't have exact dates due to me not being able to find them, no one remembering, or servers being deleted, but I've made an effort to make this as accurate as I can. Also, I'll be referring to myself in the 3rd person because documentary-style videos really don't need a self-aware narrator.
The first DM with any of the VC boys happened on November 7th, 2018. Luigi messaged Ethan an invite to the server he made for sharing Mario Maker levels a long time before SMM2 was even revealed, and they had some fun in that server, but it died after a few months. Ethan and Luigi kept talking with each other in DMs after it died, and they soon became friends. Without this happening, there's a high chance the VC boys would never have become a thing. But, considering other circumstances, I guess it's hard to say.
Pete uploaded a YouTube video in late June of 2019 called The Jank Bomb Thing, in which he showcased the first section of Project Bomb, but he had a whole main world of sections built. He could only include the first one because of the removal of spinning with items, but it was a big step.
Project Bomb's first trailer was in July of 2019. It featured an extremely easy version compared to what we know today, but it would still shape Pete's career in this game and be a big part of it. He also started playing the level around this time, and again, it changed Pete's playing of this game way more than he thought it would back then.
In September of 2019, Ethan finished the first version of Bombshell Wasteland. Although it doesn't look anything like the final version, it was still a big event, because it was his first really hard level, and really the only hard level he ever seriously attempted.
Around the same time, Aiden built Sarbamba, which was harder in its first version than BSW was in its first version. Neither were hard at all by today's standards, but these were very early levels.
Keeping up with the theme, Ike built Scorching Aether on November 5th, 2019. Very shortly after Zarbomba was built, Aiden sent a friend request to Ethan and messaged him saying he thought it was cool. They started talking, and since Luigi was already friends with Aiden, a group chat was made with Aiden, Luigi, and Ethan. There, they played Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, Smash Ultimate, and talked to each other. They also started racing Light Kaiser levels on Sundays, and Ike started DMing Aiden too. On February 15th, Pete buffed Project Bomb an insane amount by adding multiple sections and extensions, finally making version 4 of the level. Additionally, 420 hours on the level was hit the day after, which is very epic. In February of 2020, RCM started playing Mario Maker. He asked Aiden for help with Kaizo tricks, and they eventually became friends, with Aiden convincing RCM to stream. After he started streaming, he made a server, and the first real VC Boys VCs were held there. Pete, Ike, Ethan, RCM, Aiden, and Luigi were all there. This is the original group, and all except one is still with us. The first recreational VC with at least 4 current VC Boys happened on April 1st of 2020, which is the day we consider the birth of the VC Boys. We VC'd every day or two for a while, and eventually a server was made. On April 15th, Ethan created the server for him and his friends to VC in after it was brought up that they needed one. The first message in this server was from Pete, beautifully saying the words, Fortcraft. The first copy pasta in the server was also posted just a day later, which is on screen right now. The channels it originally had were General, Collab, which is now dead and renamed to Dead Collabs, Geometry Dash, and Bone Zone. Bone Zone is just a default channel but with a 6-hour slow mode because it's funny. On April 18th, the first pin was made. Pins were a thing we did for a long time, where someone would say something especially stupid or funny, usually the former, in VC, and we'd put it in quotes and then pin it in the general channel. This quote was from Ike, who blessed us with the wisdom of the words, "It might do, but as it does," while actually trying to say something that made sense. After we hit 50 pins, which is the limit, we made a channel for quotes that now has over 900 messages in it. On May 6th, Pack joined the private server. It was meant to be temporary and just for Pete's streams VC, but we all really liked having him there and he stayed. He's still very active in the server and VCs pretty often. Only a few days later, Pete uploaded his first video in a series of stream highlights. They mostly consisted of funny moments and not many gameplay related ones, with edits in most clips to make them more visually appealing or to support or add to a joke. They were edited by Pete and Ethan working together on editing different halves of the stream. During one of Pete's streams, like PAX Edition, Joni wanted to VC with Pete, Ethan, and whoever else was there. Some were opposed to Joni joining, so a public version of the already existing VC Boys server was made. Every person from the private server was given admin, and while Pete made the server, he tried his hardest to make it feel like every VC Boy owned it. Now there's over 50 members, and it feels much more like a community than it used to, and I think making the server was one of the best decisions we've ever made. Around this time, I Don't Know a Good Name, a very good player, rebuilt the entirety of Bombs 5, which is an incredibly hard level from 2016 that never got uploaded. Pete got this copy and redecorated it, as well as practicing and playing the level, but he never got any huge progress. He is planning on beating the level when he beats Project Bomb. The original creator, Ahoyo, also gave him permission to play it, despite saying he'll come back to the community at some point as well. In June, Pete uploaded a video beautifully called Eating Cheerios at 3 AM, Spider-Man vs. Pregnant Elsa, Gone Wrong, Gone Sexual, Weed, Almost Died, which featured Pete being a dumbass for 5 minutes straight. This was not only a very funny video, but became a meme between almost everyone in the joint server as well. Some people, which does not include Anthony by the way, are stupid and actually got offended by the part where he gets raped by Barry B. Benson at the end for eating Cheerios. On July 24th of 2020, the Silver Experiment was started. Pete, Ethan, and RCM all contributed, but every VC boy was in on it and helped play along. Basically, we created a fake player named Silver who had an account on Discord, Twitch, Twitter, and YouTube, who we pretended was one of the best players in the game. We did this by taking clips, faking runs, and faking clear times on this account. We stopped it after a few months, ending with a preview of a level called Yin Yang, which is a level Silver had made before called Skyward Stronghold, and a buffed version of Scarlet Stronghold in the subworld. This level isn't uploaded yet, but Pete plans to at some point. Ethan got a bunny in August and named it Thumper. He has a server for pictures of him too, and he's become sort of a meme in the VC Boys because of how cute he is and because of how funny he can be sometimes. These events happen close together and don't have much depth to them, so I'll be covering them in the same entry. In September, Pete beat his hardest level for a while, Tricky Mario Pete's Bomb Space. It was only after 20 hours, which was very unexpected. Next, Ethan got his first Section 8 in Bombshell Wasteland when, at the time, there were only 9 sections. This was huge, and by far his biggest achievement, considering his hardest level was, and still is, probably not even in the top 10,000 hardest levels. On December 19th, Team Pegasus was started by Pete, which is a group of SMM players who make levels. They have started and planned a few levels, but nothing is uploaded yet. For the entire time he had been in the SMM community until January 29th, 2021, Ike lied about multiple things. This entry is a lot more serious than the rest, so if you don't want to hear about it, you can skip it by pressing the right arrow once or twice, but this is very important. He posted a confession in the private server and the joint server, saying that he had been lying about living in Greenland the entire time. He also lied about his weight, height, friends, full name, and being trilingual. He did these for different reasons, all of which he specified in the apology. If you want to read it yourself, DM any of the VC boys and they'll get the TXT file for you, I assume. I don't know, I didn't ask them to, in particular. Pete beat Project Tsar Bombs 5 Wasteland on March 10th, which is a mashup of a bunch of levels that I can assume you can figure out the contents of on your own. This level, despite being a joke, is actually very hard and is his hardest level right now. That's today, April 1st. This is a big deal to us because it not only marks a great day, but the start of great friendships as well, and we're at the point now where we VC so much that I was in VC for most of the recording process. I'm not going to drag this out, but I will give every VC boy the opportunity to say something here. Also, Luigi is going to voice this part, just because I thought his voice would sound funny for some of the comments. Also, not all of the VC boys had a comment, so there will only be like 4 or 5.
I'm Pete's favorite wife. Suck it, Luigi. Also, I'm an incel that eats rats.
It's been an honor conversing with the world's greatest inventor, the bomb guy, some British people, Pac-Man himself, a piece of lettuce, and Papyrus from Undertale. Also, I hope I'm Pete's favorite wife. And end it with the question, what if the whole world turned its swag on?
The VC boys have changed my life. They have made me realize that I am a complete fuck-up in a sad watermelon moment. I love them.
Every 60 seconds in Africa, a minute passes. For real though, I just want to thank you guys. Really amazing to be part of this community.
So, before we begin, I just want to shout out today's sponsor. Today's sponsor is Shada Singham Lonely Jungle Run. Shada Singham Lonely Jungle Run is a free and fantastic running game, which will give you an experience of playing a fantastic 3D game. The thrilling fantasy jungle run game will allow you to fight and escape from the jungle. If you join now with promo code FUCKMEIN THE ASS you can start with an additional 420 gold and 840 silver. Anyways, back to the epic Fortnite video.